Welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. We're finding peace together. Today, the 32nd, 32nd straight live stream experiment here. Finding peace. Come on in. You're in the right place. And I'm very happy that you're here. So, yesterday, my neighbor came home late and with his music blaring, I mean, blaring out of his lime green VW Bug convertible. Well, more on that later. But it was an interesting approach to an experiment. But this experiment is me 32 days in a row sitting here making live streams for you. And if you like this experiment, please click the like button, share it with your friends, comment, let me know what you think. I need feedback on this experiment in order to know what's working and maybe how we can do better together. So, about my neighbor, yeah, it was, I don't remember, don't even know exactly what time it was. He came zooming in his lime green VW Bug, and his music was loud, very loud, and I was sleeping. woke me up, woke me up. And once I realized what was going on, I just had a very strange feeling. I said, I can experiment with this. Wasn't in any danger. I had gotten to bed early, and so I knew I could get back to sleep one way or another, so I just went with it. And the first thing that I noticed was the music was beautiful. It was, so he's a jam band kind of guy, and it was a couple of guitars, and I'm going to ask him what song it was because it was absolutely beautiful. And I laid there kind of in a semi sleep, and I was really enjoying the music. And I could have had 1,000 of other reactions, but I chose to enjoy the music. The next thing that I noticed was how beautiful the sound was. Now, the sound through the concrete block walls of the place where I'm living was loud in my bedroom, but its quality was near live perfect. It was amazing at how good quality it was. I'm going to ask him about that too, because he obviously has done well with a stereo system in his VW Bug. The third portion that I noticed was as I didn't quite wake all the way up. I was still semi asleep, but just enough aware and awake, conscious maybe, to have some thoughts. And I have been experimenting with lucid dreaming lately. So I said, well, what if I make an experiment where I just fall back to sleep gradually and I stay conscious while the body is falling to sleep? This is a pretty common experiment in the folks that want to learn more about the differences in our consciousness and while we're awake and while we're asleep. And I did. I stayed consciously aware and I watched the body get looser, gentler, relax, and it fell asleep. I could hear it breathing. I could feel my stomach had relaxed and it was gurgling. And I was still conscious. So this was an amazing experiment that I noticed that there's other states of consciousness between asleep and awake. It was a success. What could have been a disaster, me waking up all angry at my neighbor, became an experiment in what I could profit, what success I could have in this situation. Beautiful music and being aware while the body fell asleep. This live stream is an experiment. You may notice certain things change each day. Like today, I changed the start time a little bit, and I told the services that I would be starting a little earlier than I would actually was. We'll see how this works out. I changed things around in the background. You may notice, you may not. Back there, nope, back there is one of my favorite books. Making Badass Users by Kathy Sierra. I changed things up. Do you notice? It's an experiment. So how can we make things practical using experiments? Well, when we're experimenting, there is no success. There is no failure. There is just an outcome that we don't have to be attached to. So just think of an experiment that you could make today. Something that you're going to do a little different. You're going to put on a scientist hat, maybe, and just be the scientist, noticing that you change one thing and notice the response you get back. The trick, if there is one, is just to not grab on tight to what you want the answer to be, the solution, but to be open to the possibilities that the experiments may show you. When you choose to do this experimenting thing, please comment below. Let me know what you learned in your experiment today. So now, this experiment we call the simultaneous peace, where we pause just for a moment and notice the peace that's in, around, and throughout. Always here, can't be summoned, can't be pushed away. Peace, here, now. And I invite you to be in this peace, going forward throughout your day, allowing it to light whatever happens in your experiment today. And I will talk with you tomorrow.